Students, this is a continuation of the human health and diseases. So in this topic we'll be learning regarding human system. So whenever we hear the word human means one which indicate that of the immunity in our body. So initiates the immunity in our body. That's what we call it as human system. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ರೋಗ ನಿರೋಧಕ ಶಕ್ತಿನ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಅಂಗಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು human system ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So let us get into the topic. Okay. Now what is the human system? Say, already written. It is a system that gives immunity to the body. Like ರೋಗ ನಿರೋಧಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡುವಂತದ್ದು. By recognizing, responding and remembering foreign agents or antigens. So what do you mean by foreign antigens? Anything which enters your body, any organism which enter your body is called as foreign antigens. Which might be the foreign antigen? Already I have told you so many diseases, like a disease caused by protozoa, virus, fungi, bacteria. So all these microorganisms, when they enter a body, they are called as foreign antigens. So our immunity has a capacity to recognize what they are, how they react, then it will respond. It will respond and remembering the foreign antigen activities. This is what we call it as human system. I think so you understood. So now they tell if corona is going on spreading, the person who have the immunity, corona cannot do anything. The person whose immunity is very less, corona activity increases in his body. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೋಗ ನಿರೋಧಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರುವ ದೇಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊರೋನಾ ಆಟಗಳು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನೀವು ಇಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಆಹಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡಿ. When there is a presence of immunity, you can fight with many diseases. So you have to increase the level of the immunity in your body. It plays a role in allergic reaction. Of course, immediately our immune system will start responding. Autoimmune diseases and organ transplantation. Sometimes our own immune system becomes enemy for us and create a disease. That what we call it as autoimmune disease. Allergic means you know what is allergic reactions. Some might be allergic to the dust, some might be allergic to the change of soap, some might be allergic to the soaps, oils, creams, exchange of cosmetics, exchange of dresses, okay, weather. So this all we call it as allergic reaction. As soon as you enter such environment, the body reacts. So how the body reacts? The body reacts by that of the immune system. So that is the second point. It plays a role in allergic reaction, autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, and organ transplantation. This all I'll be explaining very neatly also. Now we consider organ transplantation. Our brain is fixed with the organ systems and all, the whole body it controls, telling this all are my body organs. Suddenly an organ is taken off and a new one is installed. The body has to accept it, means the immune system has to accept it. Immediately immune system activates. That moment organ transplantation is organs which is transplanted is recognized as antigen. To control the immune system, they will give the injection which you have learned in microbes in human welfare. Okay. Then third point, it includes lymphoid organs, tissues, cells, and antibodies. What are these antibodies? Whenever antigen enters your body, this virus, bacteria, fungi, anyone, all will not enter together. Any organism enters your body, antigen, immediately our immune system will activate. It will produce, I told you, it will recognize how is that antigen. Accordingly, antibodies are produced by the immune system. These antibodies fight against the antigen to kill that antigen. If that antigen is not killed, the body goes on fighting. If it is not able to kill that antigen, then the symptoms occurs in the body. Then we rush to the doctor. Okay. So this is about the production of antibody in the human system, in our body when there is entry of antigen. Okay. Then we will study in the next slide regarding lymphoid organs, tissues, and some of the cells. So lymphoid organs. Coming to the lymphoid organs, these are the organs where origin, maturation, and proliferation of lymphocytes occur. Lympho means adhering with that of the blood only. Lymphocytes. So yeah, there are lymphoid organs are classified into two types. Which are those? Primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. See the picture. In the picture I have shown you primary and also the secondary lymphoid organs. Okay. So we'll understand what is primary lymphoid organ. Okay. Before going into the lymphoid organs, I told you regarding immune system. Okay. In this human system, it has the capacity to recognize the entry of antigen. I have told you through the all possibility of the roots inside the body. So as soon as I told you human system produces immunity, recognizes the entry of the antigen mean it does not mean antigen we should enter only through the mouth only. It may enter into the body in any organ system also. Follow? Okay. Right. Coming to the primary lymphoid organs. The organs where lymphocytes are matured and they are differentiated to antigen sensitive lymphocytes. It is two types. Okay. The lymphoid organs in that primary lymphoid, or it is also called as central lymphoid organs. They are organs where the human cells such as T lymphocytes and also B lymphocytes. See, these are the lymphocytes which recognize the antigen and produces the antibodies. They undergo differentiation and maturation. Which one? Which one? Human cells. Which are the two human cells such as T lymphocytes and the B lymphocytes. So here I have shown in the picture here. It includes two types. One is bone marrow, other one is thymus. So here you can see this is bone marrow. Okay. So it is yellow marrow. This is compact bone. This is important. Which one? This whatever is there inside, this is what we call it as bone marrow. So the bone marrow and thymus. So this part, whatever you're seeing, it is present over here in the human body. This is thymus. So yeah, it includes bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow is the main lymphoid organs where all the blood cells are formed. Are you understanding? Wherever our RBC is formed from the bone marrow, it is formed. One more thing I'll tell you only. Again, we'll study about that one. RBC, red blood cell, is formed in bone marrow. Where it is destroyed, you know? Usually we tell 10,000 cells are born in a day and dying in a day. Where is this RBC is been destructed? It is destructed in spleen. Where it is formed? It is formed in bone marrow. So bone marrow and thymus. Bone marrow is the main lymphoid organs I told you because all blood cells are formed in the bone marrow. The thymus, how it is, see there, it is bilobed structure. Can you see? So it is two lobe like structure. This is one lobe. This is one lobe. So it is nearly bilobed structure where lies in the thorax just above the heart. Okay. In man, usually the thymus begins to function in the embryo only itself. When the embryo, that is, as soon as the fetal implantation occurs in the mother's womb, immediately the thymus starts functioning. Okay. And it continues up to puberty, and after which it is atrophies. Okay, atrophysis means it will stop working or degenerates. Which one? It continues of actively proliferating the lymphocytes. It is a site where T lymphocyte differentiate. It does not produce any red blood cell. Thymus, thymus will differentiate T lymphocytes, whereas bone marrow is meant in the production of blood cells. That you should forget. So bone marrow and thymus are the one which produces T lymphocytes and also the B lymphocytes. Okay, let's see. So this is very clearly. So bone marrow. So as I told you, the bone marrow, it is a site of formation of all blood cells, including B and T lymphocytes. So I've told you what are these lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the one which recognizes the antigen activity, the programming, and produces the antibodies to fight against these antigens. So that is the main work of the B and T lymphocytes. Coming to the thymus. Thymus, as I have shown you in the last picture one day, that it is a bilobed organ seen near the heart and beneath the breastbone it is. So it is a large during the birth. Which one? Thymus will be usually very large during the birth, but its size will go on reducing as up to becomes very small size at the time of puberty. And immature T lymphocytes from bone marrow will migrate to the thymus and it will get matured. So both the lymphoid organs are very important in maintaining the whole body to resistivity of the disease. To resistivity against the disease, these are the two main organs since they produce the T and B lymphocytes, and thymus is meant to differentiate. It is a site where T lymphocyte is differentiated. Which one? Thymus. Next is secondary lymphoid organ, or we also call it as peripheral lymphoid organs. Here, organ to which mature lymphocytes, that is T and B lymphocytes, will migrate from primary lymphoid organ, interact with the antigens, and then proliferate to become the effector, effector cells. Okay, that's what we call them as a secondary lymphoid organ. Here, in secondary lymphoid organs, these organs in which the mature cells will be deposited, as I told you, and they become what? Effector cells. They are usually small and poorly developed at the birth, and they grow progressively, unlike the same like the primary lymphoid organ, and which will diminish with the age, means they will get degenerated with the age also. Example, lymph nodes and also spleen. Okay, so example is lymph nodes and the spleen. Then that is in lymph nodes also we have in the peripheral we have many types here, such as galt and malt, then mucus associated lymphoid tissue. Okay, so here in this picture you have been thinking what is spleen. See, usually spleen means vestigial organs also we tell in evolution, means if it is there or not, it is an ancestral property which is retained in our body, we tell. Spleen is a place where the RBC will get destroyed. I told you no just now. It get destructed. So it will be just nearing to the stomach wall, attach very small leaf-like structure, but it also plays in a not very major role, a minor role also, that is the spleen and lymphoid organ. So lymphoid means you can see like blood knots they are. These are called as a lymphoid knots. So in secondary lymphoid organs, other than the lymph nodes, we have another two example, that is tonsils and Pierce patch. Okay, so I'll tell you regarding what is tonsils. So here normal tonsils means see only so much. That what when you go to the doctor, he will ask you to open the mouth. Have you observed? If you have got a cold, cough or any normal tonsils means it will be like this. Inflamed tonsils means little bit swelling will occur like this, where you cannot swallow anything and throat aching will occur. So this is the inflamed tonsils. Okay, so the tonsils are the collection of the lymphoid tissue which are present around the pharynx region. So which is this region? The pharynx region. They are mainly composed of the B lymphocytes in the man. They are similar to thymus in their structure. Like thymus, they are large. Usually in childhood it will be very large, but it will reduce as we grow, as age occurs. Usually tonsils will get reduced. Their function is to defend the body from the antigen, that is pathogens entry through the inhaled air by forcing them to um, inhaled air, forcing them to push back, or they also help in the formation of the antibodies. That is regarding what? Tonsils. The second is a Pierce patch. This is something new you would have been heard. Pierce patches are aggregation of the lymphoid tissue. See here. So it is aggregation of the lymphoid tissue. This is a small intestine villi wall. It is this lines. Can you see? This all are small intestine inner wall. It is okay. This blue color, what are you? You are seeing this box like structure is there. No, see this one to here. This is Pierce patch. Followed. So this is what? Pierce patch. It means how it is formed. It is aggregation of lymphoid tissue present in lamina propria of the ileum, in the pipe. This is TS of the ileum. Intestine, if you cut the intestine transverse section, this how it is seen, okay, of the alimentary canal. So it is just an aggregation of the lymphoid tissue which is present in the lamina. See, this is lamina. Okay, lamina propera of the ileum. of the intestine, small intestine. So this is regarding Pierce patch and tonsils. Usually their programming work is very less in the body. When we consider to the human system, they also maintain the body. So that's why they are said to be as a secondary lymphoid organs. Okay. So the next is a mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. The mucosa associated lymphoid tissue is malt. One more is also there, that is galt. Okay, so these are the malt means MALT, that is mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. We call it as a malt. Whenever the malt means mucus associated lymphoid tissue, which are the mucus presence tissue, there are two. One is respiratory tract, gut, that is intestinal tract, and one more is urinary tract. So these are the three, tracts which we found where mucus is there. Mucus means gel-like substance. No. So those organ system which is having mucus, those organ system we call it as mucus associated lymphoid tissue. When we consider tonsils, Pierce patch, and appendix in the mammals, usually they are called as GALT, that is gut associated lymphoid tissue, which all say this one: tonsils, Pierce patch, and also appendix. So these three we considered as a G A L T. GALT means what I told you, gut associated lymphoid tissues. Which are those? Tonsils, Pierce patch, and also appendix. Mucus associated lymphoid tissue means the organ system which are having the mucus, which will be having the mucus respiratory gut tract, that is intestinal tract, and also urinary tract. These are the three tracts which will be having the mucus. Okay. Then coming to the appendix. So this all we learned. Last is a appendix. Appendix is a finger like, see this one. It is attached to the large intestine, you can see here, like extension present at the junction of the ileum, at the presence of junction of ileum of small intestine and cecum of the large intestine. So this is a cecum, this is small intestine. At this junction, see here, this is small intestine, this is large intestine. At this junction, this green color you can see, it is called as appendix. Appendix does not play a very important role. We tell usually it balances the digestive system. Usually they tell in the class what happened appendix operation. When it get bulged due to some unfavorable reasons of the body, due to might be increase in the temperature, might be, or I don't know, there are many reasons when the appendix swell up and the man constipation increases. At that time doctor refers him to remove it off, then only they go for appendix operation. So it is also one of the vestigial organ only we can tell, which we have studied in the evolution. So all these are said to be secondary lymphoid organs. Okay. So in secondary lymphoid organs, coming to the last one, that is the spleen. So spleen is what I told you. It is the largest lymphoid organ. It is present in the, where it is present usually, see I have written here, it is bean shaped organ, contain lymphocytes and phagocytes. It removes worn out RBC, I told no, destruction of the unwanted RBCs, microorganisms from the blood. It is a reservoir of the erythrocytes in the fetus, usually in the baby. Okay, in the baby, it is a reservoir of RBC. Erythrocytes means red blood cells for RBC in baby. But in adult, usually it is a place to remove the worn out RBC. So it helps in the destruction of the old RBC cells. And you would have been seen where it is present. It is present in the upper part of the abdominal cavity behind the stomach, close to the diaphragm. It plays an important role in the production of I told you destruction of RBC, and also act as a filtering the foreign bodies, that is antigen. It will try to avoid the antigens from the bloodstreams. This antigen will stimulate the humoral or cell mediated human response in our body or in the spleen also. So spleen also plays an important role when the antigen enters into the blood. Usually when it enters into the blood worn out cells only it will attack. Those worn out cells will start moving into the spleen where it will get destructed. Immediately the spleen will respond in activating or stimulating the two immune system in our body. One is humoral immunity, another one is cell mediated immune system. When this respond occur, antibodies will be built up in numerous, and it will start fighting against the antigen. So this is regarding the primary lymphoid organs and the secondary lymphoid organs. Uh, okay. In secondary lymphoid organs, the next topic is the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes, coming to the lymph nodes, it is found in the lymphatic system. They trap the microorganism or other antigens, and when they catch, trap means water, they catch the antigens. The trapped antigens activate the lymphocytes and causes the human response. In our body there are two response. One is humoral immunity, another one is cell mediated immunity. I'll explain when I teach you immunity topic. To understand immunity, it takes nearly time. So one by one we'll go slowly. So what is lymphocyte means, that what I told you, know. T and B lymphocytes, they get activated. When they get activated, they immediately produce what? Antibodies against the antigen. So this the lymphatic lymph nodes, what they will do, they will catch the attack means what? Trap means the same. They trap the microorganism and the or the other antigen, and when they catch it, what happen? Immediately human response will get activated. So antibodies will be produced by that of the indication of the lymph node. As soon as they give the signal, lymph nodes gives the signal or stimulates, immediately antibodies are produced. They fight against this antigen and they try to kill it. So that is the main activity of the lymph nodes. So here the lymph nodes diagram have given here. So it will be having the inner region, then cortex region. So inner region contains the macrophages cells that hunt and eat the harmful bacteria. Here, this one. This is inner region, this part. This is follicle. So this is the main cortex region here. This cortex region is very important. So when the bacteria or any or other organ system enters this center, so it contains what? It contains macrophages. Okay, macrophages means the cells which heat the pathogens. We call it as macrophages. These macrophages will hunt and eat the harmful bacteria when it is present inside the center region. Then here valves ensure that lymph flows in one direction. So you can see it flows in one direction. What are this means? They are lymphatic vessels which carry the lymph out of the lymph node. This all you need not to go into the depth and understand, because it is not so far they have not asked the explanation of the lymph nodes for you in the syllabus. Only thing you know, what is lymph nodes. What is lymph nodes means, these are the nodes which are found in our lymphatic systems here, like this green color. You can see blood nodes, they are called as the lymph nodes. So what they will do, main function, they will trap the microorganism and other antigen, and they will stimulate the human system of the body to produce the antibodies. That's all is important. This structure is not there in NCERT so far. For your extra information, I am telling this. Okay, children. So by this, I will end my video. In the next class, we'll learn more about this. Too much of immunity, if you study also, you will not understand. Today's class is only two topics I have told you. Primary lymphoid organ, secondary lymphoid organ. Among that, important word is production of B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. These B and T lymphocytes produce antibodies to fight against antigen. Overall story summary is only 2 lines. I think so you understood. Okay, thank you.